Yeah, guys, welcome back to another video. The first game is going to start in about 13 minutes, so I'm going to load in now, and I'll just watch the little highlight or advert bits before the game starts. So I'm going to load in early, and I'll just watch. Might as well just watch the highlight bits and that. So enjoy. The game will start soon.
And Pump. They might be down, but they are never out. The two-time FNCS champs are looking for a major comeback today. Let's get it.
They may be a new trio, but iDrop, Cammy, and Hottie have been around long enough to know exactly what it takes to overcome the competition in a two-day event.
The pride of Middle East, Hero, Halad, FKS. They prove they can fight against the best. With 6 games today, they have to lay it all on the line.
Four times 2 might be 8, but Flix, Higgs, and Ianzo are more than capable of breaking into the top 3. Just give them time to rep the set for an elite performance.
Get loud from Manin, Wixie, and Buyuridu. With a 7th place finish to close out Game 6, they showed their potential. If they can build off that momentum, sky's the limit.
Please welcome Mixin, Focus, and Upple. They won some hard battles, but today's all about finding their tempo to jump some placements on the leaderboard.
Walking in now, Art, School, and Salco. So close to top 10, and we haven't even seen their best. Today, they plan to show the world what they're truly made of.
He said 12 for 12, but Koyata, Rise, and Yuma could easily mix things up in an effort to overcome and overtake their competition in the lobby.
Gentlemaids, Asterius, Vanya, and Pixie. Whether it's Havoc or M8, they have the entire arena on their side. Now it's time to show the world what you got.
I wanted to come and speak to some of our North American West players. So please, backers, Pars, Pump, please be on your feet. Let the fans see you. Pump, this is your very first Fortnite Global Championship. How are you finding it?
I'm finding it good. I mean, I wish we were uncontested, but you know, it's how the game is. So hopefully we can pull off a better day.
How are those Osborne fights going for you at the moment?
It's going 3-3 right now. We're confident going to the next couple games, next 6 games.
Have you been discussing how you're going to overcome the situation? Are you thinking of maybe moving your drop spot?
Oh yeah, we're pretty. We got everything covered right now. We're locked in for it.
Interesting. Pars, tell me, you are at 18th on the leaderboard. Obviously, 6 more games, everything to play for. Do you play it safe, or do you play it like you have nothing to lose?
I mean, we definitely aren't here for some mediocre placement. We're going to try our best to end up top 5 at the end of the day.
Well, you won majors 1 and 3 in your region, so I know you've got it in you. Thank you so much, guys. Let's head to Choco.
Eh bien, mesdames et messieurs, nous sommes avec iDrop, Camille et Chari. On va leur poser quelques petites questions. La première question qui me vient, the first question that comes to me, it's you're on the 9th position. So you're close to the top 5, closer to the top 5. So how will you bring your team to the top 5?
I think we just gotta follow the game plan like we did yesterday, and made a couple changes. Just gotta make sure we don't have any 0-point games, and just stay focused today.
And so you did a great job on consistency, because being top 10, top 9, it's already something very great. Do you feel confident for this second day?
Yeah, I mean, I feel as confident as I can be. I think we're just gonna do our job and try to perform the best we can.
Ils vont faire de leur mieux. Frankie, it's your time.
Merci, Choco. Please let me introduce you to my new friends, Salco, Arc, and School. This is their first ever Fortnite Global Championship, and they're sitting in 12th, which is incredible, boys. How have you found the action so far?
It's been really fun. I'm proud. We're gonna get top 5 today, and it's gonna be a beautiful experience.
Interesting. I'm loving the confidence. Where is this coming from?
We're just the best fighting team here, and any trail that runs into us will always just get wiped.
Okay, are you expecting teams to come running into you?
No, we're gonna be running into them.
Interesting. Okay, I can't wait to see you guys dropping from the battle bus today. Good luck, guys. I think, though, we need to hear some more support from the crowd. And Leon, would you like to meet your final teams?
Up next, it's Shadow, Sphinx, and Muzz. Even with the odds against them, this trio's got no problems with defeating expectations to finish with promising results.
The terror of EU, Flixie, Veno, and Vico. After day one, they showed their potential with one win. Now they need to fully show out in order to steal that top spot.
It's a new day for Razzle, Raito, and Tay-Tay. And after having the night to review, maybe they'll bring some new results with it.
A warm welcome to Pablo, Fronoxy, and Chino. Being contested didn't stop them from getting a victory. Now they just need to continue to take matters in their own hands and win it all.
Banjol, Bing, Malabuka, and Wax. With the heart of Leon behind them, it just might be all the motivation they need to kick things into overdrive for a strong finish.
Give it up for Chap Reason and Mr. Savage. With 3 games inside of the top 6, they've shown experience and firepower. But now it's show the world what you got left.
Snowy, Ryu, and San put on quite the show yesterday with their constant box fighting. And if they add some good placements with it, then the Middle East might just be due for an upset.
The NA champs, Peter Bach, Cold, and Ritual. With their backs up against the wall, there's only one thing they can do. Take over the competition like they've done many times before.
Nothing to lose, but everything to gain. It's Kazi, Tinka, and Aspect. Looks can be deceiving, so don't sleep on some of Oshi's finest. They're ready to lock in.
It's Visuals, Braids, and a Minish. Even though things didn't go their way day one, they're just a couple of games away from a comeback. It's now or never.
Ooh la la! It's Swizzy, Queasy, and Mustache! Their gameplay said everything, while their results wrote a new chapter in Fortnite history. This is your moment, so take it!
What do you think of the new look, Leon? I'm starting to feel like a professional Fortnite player, but actually now I need to talk to some. Vico, 7th place right now on the leaderboard. Is a win still possible?
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard, but 1% chance, 99% faith. I think Greasy's got this in the bag though, but nothing's impossible, you know?
You seem to be very nice about some of your fellow European teams, also the American ones. I saw you fist pumping some of the North American guys. Is it all love on this stage?
So actually, no, it's not all love. There's 0 French players at this LAN. Keep booing me.
Okay, I might give him the sunglasses to put back on. Flixie, let me come to you because you do have top 5 experience from last year. And I want to know how you learned to go even further from last year to this year.
I mean, this year we placed first in Globage in the first FNCS, so we know how to win and we're going to do it today, so yeah.
Well, I have a feeling these guys are going to start to really enjoy being the villains when they prove themselves in just a few moments. But for now, let's head to Choco.
Hello back. Cette fois-ci, je suis avec Fredoxy, Pablo Wigo et Gino. Ils ont gagné la dernière partie hier soir. You won the last game yesterday. How you feel? Because you are the last one who won a game and you come back. Are you proud of yourself and are you here with a good energy?
Yeah, I mean, we finally got to get loot off spawn and hopefully we can continue today winning a game.
Ils vont continuer de gagner aujourd'hui. So have you tried to change some things or have you moved anything in your plan, in your strategy?
Yeah, we viewed, of course, but I can't tell too much here.
So let's not speaking about it. Et mesdames et messieurs, la dernière question. Do you feel that the crowd is crazy in France?
No, I don't feel like they're against us, but they're definitely with their mate.
They are. Thank you very much. Let's go back to Frankie.
Thank you very much. I'm just getting visuals and grades to stand up. And Minish, please, on your feet. You're in 22nd place, okay? We can't afford to have you rest on your laurels here. What's the plan?
I'm just locking in, you know, I'm getting in the flow state.
Just like leaning back in the flight chair. Yeah, that's properly locking in. And Minish, what's the plan?
We're landing on Queasy.
Oh, landing on the Hive. That's a very tricky drop spot, though, Braids. It's an incredibly tricky drop spot, the Hive, especially when you're up against the players who are at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, we have practiced it in the practice arena a little bit, so we should be able to do it good.
Visuals, I'm believing this is really going to happen. You're really going to drop at the Hive today.
I guess you'll have to find out.
I think we will have to find out. One last time, please, Leon.
Guys, let's be honest with ourselves for a moment. There's no way they're gonna land on Queasy. There's no way they're gonna land on Queasy, right? There's no way.
A little bit of farming going on. I'm pretty sure they did a good job of it, right? 2 minutes left to go for the game, and we'll actually see what happens. But a little buzzer beater right there, kind of getting that clip in.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a bit of mind games. I don't know. It's not like they're directly contesting them on the leaderboard, right? They're quite far behind. But for that team, you know, they're going to be trying to think about new
2 minutes until Game 7, the first game of the night. This is about to go crazy. Grab a drink, grab a snack, immediately get comfortable. Subscribe if you're new, because this is going to be crazy, so you want to subscribe. Enjoy, this is going to be intense.
Yeah, I want to call out Benno there. You know, love him or hate him, Benno is a character, bro. Got the walking out ice cold with the shades on, howling out, hey look, Boomy, there's no French trios here though. That's, you know, that's ice cold, Benno.
I mean, yeah, obviously Benno kind of walking out like that, right? A lot of the trios still seeming to be in high spirits, kind of, you know, Pete reminding everybody of the FNCS wins as he comes out as well. But I think there was one of those walkouts that stuck out more than all of the others, right? And it's going to be the last one, of course. The crowd giving its utmost, loudest roar, I'm pretty sure, of the weekend so far for Queasy, Swizzy, and Mustache, and they deserve it.
And they love it. They absolutely love it. They're playing to it. Their play style sort of panders to it as well, right? Playing that high ground play style, the way they can win games, they can have clutch moments. Even the Fraggers, of course, doing exactly what they do best, just providing highlight reel after highlight reel. They're a great team to watch. So not only, of course, they have 2 players on M8, they're also just great entertainers as a team. And you can hear it. They absolutely love them, and for good reason.
Yeah, man, look at Sweezy. She's in there, man. I love to see this. I mean, guys, look, if we get any more victorials out of this trio today, I will lose my voice, and I feel like everyone in the stands will as well. Again, we could be looking at our new global champions. They have such a lead coming into today, and now we have to just hope whatever else is going on, that they're prepared. Maybe an ace dropped on them. I don't think so, but, you know, we just got to hope that they hold on strong.
I mean, yeah, they definitely have to, right? Globals, it's been a very rare occurrence for any of our winners who have 12 good games. So far, they've had 6. If they can continue to do well, pick up those top 5s like they have done consistently so, yeah, nobody's going to be able to catch them. But like I already said, very unlikely that they won't have, you know, a bad game in the mix. And once they do, that's going to kind of open the gates for all of the other trios to kind of catch up.
I'm calling it right here. It's not crazy prediction, I'll be honest. Queasy game 1 win. They're doing it. It's such a Queasy thing to do. Looking at the VODs, making sure they're adapting to the lobby, coming out of the gate strong. It's such a Queasy, Swizzy, and Mustache thing to do. They're playing it so well. They might have trouble later on down the line. I think a lot more teams, as we see quite often in Fortnite tournaments, is they need to try and boost their way up in the standings for their own good. So they might try and take height. But that first game, keep an eye on them.
Okay, all right, listen, I'm going to make a bold prediction here. I'm going to say Kanata is going to come back, win 3 more games today, because that's what he personally told me. I'm going to win 4 at LAN. So I got to believe in NA. We're making a resurgence, okay? Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years, okay? Everything's all good to go. But you heard that sound. The battle bus is ready. 6 games here. Championship Sunday. After this,
here we go.
Know who the new global champions are. It's game time!
just to get to this global championship. 3 different majors, so much heartbreak, emotion, and passion going into this moment. And 185-point lead for Queasy, Swizzy, and Merstache. It's going to take everything that these players have just to take them down, let alone steal away that top spot.
It's always going to be a battle of mental fortitude, though, in a 2-day format, Jacob. And with a whole night to review, I'm expecting to see a lot of adaptations. And Pixie already feeling a little bit of pressure. Tags applied from a distance, but this is what it's really all about. Rangers ruin for Noxy. Pablo's already down for Noxy with the sweeper. He's trying to see if he can wrap around, provide a little bit of supportive measures. Atris is gonna fall. This could be everything right now, but Chino, he's trying to wrap around. Chino knows we might as well just finish this elimination off. We don't want to allow any kind of revive opportunity. 2 eliminations locked in, though, with Tayson having fallen to Chicho. Chicho barely standing, but it's all for Noxy, Pablo, and Chino to win it out. Now, let's see what they're really about for these end games.
And this time around, versus so many other games, they finished this fight rather quickly, minimizing the chance of any third party coming over. And you know, I know, and I think the world is on notice now. When Prodoxy is able to get off spawn, he goes on runs.
Queasy, Swizzy, and Merstache. A little bit of rumblings taking place all throughout the course of the early morning hours, and even leading into this morning inside the player practice room, you heard the possibilities. Maybe Queasy gets contested, but that's not going to be the case, at least not for Game 7. Same scenario taking place for Higgs, Iamzo, and Clix. And keep in mind, Jacob, these guys are still well within striking range of top 5.
Yeah, 8th place basically to end the day yesterday, and it's kind of building momentum, building confidence. These guys have all played on the global stage before. They just need to go ahead and channel it. This is day 2, the last chance, 6 games. They just have to leave no regrets left on that table, just like this team here. Contested, uncontested, they made it work no matter what went their way from the Kappa Kappa factory, and now they are just a few big games away from potentially taking a 2nd or even a 1st place spot, depending how Swizzy, Quizzy, and Merstache continue to perform throughout the day.
And while being uncontested is likely ideal for Seti Panzer and Yapko, it does force them to have to revisit where is our search strategy going to come into play. They're not the only ones that have had to take those instances and just rewrite how they want to work it through. Dark Demon's Picks, on the other hand, just lurking, waiting, farming, an epic whale with a dastardly plan.
You said it yourself, lurking, but from one team to another, you're kind of seeing the change up of strategies. Instead of finding out over at Dystopia, it looks like Epic, Paper, and Victor V are ready to make moves. 72 points after day number 1 is a hole that they didn't even expect themselves to be in, especially to start the day. It was Victor V that stopped the momentum from building from Peterbot himself by taking him out in a crucial 1v1 to save Epic Well because he was down.
It actually looks like Epic Well, Paper, and Victor V might have visited that bird a little bit too late. iDrop and co likely already stripped most of the metal here, and it's just the scraps left behind. Paper, Victor V, and Epic, they didn't exactly have the most primed up loadouts, so they've got to be really wary of that team on Shining Span.
Yep, just kind of taking the risk of not being able to get loot early on, try to get a fight to go their way. We'll see if it does continue to work out, but Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual still spinning that wheel, landing at the outskirts, not contesting Dystopia, and quickly moving on over towards Foxy Floodgates. You know that Visuals, Braids, and Minish typically do land over here. They're already gone position, and that team in front that they're hunting down. But from one side of the map to the next, contested fights still continue. Adapter landing good shots on the pump, forcing him back, and he's kind of separated from the rest of the team. That's going to give Adapter just a little bit of confidence to move on over. But since he doesn't know exactly where all 3 members of this tree are at, it's just a little bit too risky for him to keep that aggression up as Baka, Pars, and Pump all drop down low to that low ground just to refarm what little materials that they do have.
Problem is, both of these teams are now rather isolated, Jacob. They spent a decent amount of time in this position.
way far east of everybody else. So now Adapter, Mansoor, they don't even have any materials. They were trying to pounce on this opportunity, but when the time to elimination isn't wrapped up nice and pretty like what we witnessed between Tayson and Frodoxy, you just get these drawn-out exchanges, and it's not necessarily going to benefit either team because they're both really low on materials. They're so far out of the way compared to everybody else. They still gotta push in eventually, and they're not really going to get a whole lot off of the other party, even if one does win the fight. So Adapter, Mansoor, Balor, they spot it out. They know they can't afford to spend any more time. They need to create some space.
Yeah, and I kind of like what you said, where there's not enough resources as well. And you got to realize, even if they do win this fight, especially Baka, Pars, and Pump, they are missing chunks of shield, a little bit of HP, so Storm Surge is not going to be much, even with that elimination there on the Mansoor. Not sure that he didn't get the memo that the rest of his team already rotated out, but that's a blessing in disguise for Baka, Pars, and Pump. Just a little bit of Surge, but as I was saying, it's not a ton. So their job isn't done just yet. They're going to have to be predators in this lobby to try to hunt and figure out where they can start to accumulate that damage, because yesterday that was one of their weaknesses. Just like a few of the teams in this lobby, falling below that damage threshold, you kind of lose control over your own game. You have to push teams in which you normally wouldn't push.
The elimination feed certainly lighting up though with a chunk of Nox, and Boltz loses his shield, but based off of what we just saw inside of this Surge base, don't think that Boltz is all that pressed for it. Pixie, Vanya, Marius just taking their time. These pre-established Surge bases, you have a pretty good idea of where other teams are going to be at, so you know that you're very likely to be able to farm a few Surge tags if you just set up in advance.
Activity still going on this side of the map. It's actually going over back towards that OXR HQ. Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual continuously trying to hunt down Visuals, Braids, and Aminish. But Razzle, Tay-Tay, and Rido, they're also rotating on over from Dystopia City. And this is kind of becoming a cluster of teams trying to take this high ground position outside of the OXR HQ, which I can understand why, but you're seeing Peterbot, Cold, Ritual, and some of the other teams choose, hey, maybe this is not worth it. We still need damage elsewhere, and as long as both teams stay boxed up, there's no opportunity for said damage.
Problems definitely occurred though for Visuals, Braids, and Aminish. Raito, Tay-Tay, they're also fully aware of the fact that Peterbot's team very likely still lurking nearby, so it's not like they're gonna have a smooth exit. But Victor V, Epic Whale, they found themselves a little bit too tangled up here. Reek, Curly, and Cooper certainly have a little bit more priority positioning, but Victor V, he's got to try and hold things down. He wants to provide a little bit of relief towards Epic Whale. They just don't have a whole lot to work with in comparison to Curly, who's just trying to charge, see if he can run Epic down, but Reek now taking the forefront positioning. Reek instead going to be left to fall behind as Epic now scattered, but that's breathing room.
Yeah, and this is just a tough position. Seeing both Victor V and Epic Well's loadout, they only have bandages, which is really not going to help them in this situation. No extra shields, which means Epic Well is just one pump away from going down. Victor V and him have to figure it out, but Veno, Vixie, Vico, they're trying to do the same thing. Not necessarily fighting the same off spawn, even with 2 eliminations, quickly rotating away from that Cannon's Crossing and end up in another exchange against one of Asia's finest, Buyuriru and his whole trio. But you can see neither team just kind of going all in, just trying to end the fight quickly. There is a little bit of elevation difference, but that's going to go over to Veno, Flixie, and Vico. So now they have the options, the choices of what to do next.
The key part, though, about Veno, Vico, and Flixie is you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile here. And they know that they applied a good amount of damage against Marim and Buyuriru, so they could be content with the surge that they built up. But knowing those guys, they're definitely out for more. They want at least 1, 2, even 3 eliminations. But Marim, Wixie, they're gonna actually get up close and personal, but Wixie bit off more than he could chew. Vico's gonna have no problem shutting that one down, and it's Flixie credit for 2, Veno with 1, but a nice cleanup all the way through.
Literally just kind of went for an all-or-nothing play, and just the team's timing wasn't there. Marim got kind of shut down. Buyuriru wasn't able to put down pressure because he had the DMR, but now it's turning around on him. Vico, Flixie, Veno, they're dropping down from above. They know they have a huge numbers advantage, and that's why Vico's playing from the top down, trying to cut off any paths, any escape through toward the top, takes a shot, reassesses the situation, knowing his teammates do have the pressure. It's going to allow him to heal just a little bit. As Prime just getting a good shot. Buyuriru doing the same thing. Veno's being forced force back, but the numbers are just way too much for them to handle. Biko gets the last lap on the Buyuriru.
If it had been anyone else, might have been a little bit more worried there for Venom, but we knew he still had Flixie and Biko to back him up, no problem. Only 52 HP remains though for Medium, and whether or not Flixie, Venom, Biko decides to stick around, they might realize there's a third party that could easily roll on over, but they found the eliminations they needed to, so now they can just look to cut off Anon in the process.
Yeah. They got that same feeling that you did. Somebody might be pushing over. The fight might have taken way too long, drawn a lot of attention, and guess it actually has. All the way from across the ocean, OCE from that low side on the map. Storm Surge is going to be one of their biggest worries dropping there if the zone does pull towards the top. They really have to start to figure out a way to take advantage of it. And with two teams here, Biko, Flixie, and Veno, and a solo player that they did leave behind down below, they're just kind of waiting here, getting information. They know Ager's team also lands on this side of the map, so they're trying to figure out where is the easiest possibility to get that damage.
It's just no secret. Anon was very vocal about the fact that he is not a fan of the way Surge has been working zone by zone. Up 1,000 and one, down 300 and another. It's the nature of the game, and it can be brutal at times, but that's exactly why we see them trying to be more proactive, trying to create those aggressive Surge instances. But I'm not sure Veno, Biko, Flixie is the team that you want to take your chances on.
I feel like this is the team right here. Poyo, Agers, and Acorn. 10th place after day number 1. And I feel like the majority of the community had this team in their top 5, in their top 3, possibly winning the entire thing. But now, Acorn, one of the best IGLs, Poyo, one of the best fraggers in the game, and then Agers, the guy that can do it all. They're really going to be tested throughout these 6 games, just like Cammy, Audi, iDrop, haven't left their drop spot, not any bit, but this fight continues to come to them, from Epic Whale's team to Tay-Tay's team. They're all just trying to get as much Storm Surge's damage because they know that's the kind of currency, that's the flexibility that allows you to rotate early when the zone pulls towards the north. That's something you can focus on versus everybody else.
But these kind of scrappy box fights are exactly where Asia tends to shine, and that's why we see a little bit of reservation there from iDrop, Cammy, and Hottie. They know what kind of position they're currently holding on the leaderboard. They don't want to give it up. Poyo, Agers, and Acorn, though, they just continue to take advantage of all the objectives surrounding them, even if they have to make some earlier rotates. We saw how difficult their day 1 started out, but by the end of it, we started to see that little bit of a bounce back factor, Jacob, and now with the whole night to actually hit the VODs, I'm so certain that Acorn has definitely cooked up something.
Yeah, in this game round, they did actually get the medallion that lands at Demon's Debris. They have the Mythic, and because of that, they have the A rank, which unlocked that vault, and they have the exotic as well, the Wrecker Revolver that shoots faster with every hit fire. So that's something that we're really going to have to watch out for, especially if they're looking for a comeback today through eliminations. Savage Chat, Reason trying to do the same thing. Slow to rotate on out. They're prioritizing getting Storm Surge. A lot of these teams that are slow to rotate, those are the ones that are making the focus on this fight.
But this is a big turnaround right now, though. It's only Cammy and iDrop left to duke it out up against some of Asia finest, but they're going for the double revive. It's a little bit greedy, but Tay-Tay, he's actually the only healthy member. They're going to opt for possibly trading out revives, but no, Tay-Tay recognizing just too far away. Crash pad out, going for the escape, but iDrop and Cammy aren't going to be able to give pursuit, at least not right away. But there's nowhere left for him to run. Tay-Tay, he's just going to have to full-on bail.
And sometimes you just really don't get a choice. They're trying to bring all the loot back into their box. They know other teams potentially nearby, but Adi's the one that really kind of opened up that opportunity, gets the knock, and the rest of the team was there. And that's a confidence-boosting feeling, knowing your entire team has your back. You can make a move, sometimes without even out saying anything. Clix, Higgs, and Iyamzo, kind of, I wouldn't say changing up their overall strategy, but all 3 of them as a team, they land towards those RBs just outside of the Supernova Academy. They get as much of that brick as possible, which kind of maxes out for the most part, and then they go and loot Supernova Academy. Try to get all the loot. I know everybody hears the crowd roaring right now. Swizzy, Mustache, and Queasy, business as usual, getting their early game Storm Surge, getting their early game rank ups, and then accessing the vault.
And the main thing to take note of here, Jacob, is is back as if we're still in day one despite it being game 7. And if nobody's going to force them to change their strategy, it's hard to believe that Queasy won't end up taking over Hype later on.
Definitely a possibility there in first. They don't have to change up anything because nobody even looked up yesterday. But Cooper and Curly find themselves in a peculiar situation. 2v3 versus the NA West champs, Baka Pars and Pump. But Curly's doing a good job of holding down his walls, holding down his defensive and fighting back, forcing the Flowberry Fizz out on the other side. The triple hill is going to get him back into action that much quicker. But they're just at the edge of zone with not far to rotate before they make their way in. That's going to give them the luxury to stay a little bit longer, but a massive haymaker onto Pars. That's going to slow things down just a little bit and continue to build the confidence for Cooper and Curly.
Cooper and Curly are really having their mettle tested this weekend. It's so unfortunate that they had to leave Greed behind, but they are still a powerful duo that can definitely pop off with a strong performance here. One singular clutch could be all the momentum shift that they need. Cooper has been here so many times before, Jacob, and he knows that they've got to try and capitalize, but they have no idea what kind of duo is crouch lurking behind them. Balor and Adapter. They've also encountered some early struggles, losing Mansoda since he didn't get the memo. And Adapter and Balor, they don't even get the chance. They thought they were going to get the jump on Cooper and Curly, but instead it's been 180.
They're almost 500 damage below the threshold. Cooper Curly, they don't see if it activates. They won't be able to get that visual, but they will hear the shields crack if it does come down to it. But they're just kind of hunkered down below, biding their time as much as possible. Time that they may not necessarily have. They have extra shields in their loadout, but they don't have any extra HP heals. So sooner or later, they might be pushed into a situation where they have to get elimination, especially now that a whole nother duo starts to make their way in. That's Tay-Tay and his teammate, but up goes Cooper without no HP. Exactly what I said, they have to go for eliminations, but Valor, he's at least going to be able to steal away one. That's one less chance, but Storm Surge activates, making it just a little bit easier as Cooper and Curly have to go, and they have to go now. It's a 2-tick. They're on the clock. If a Cooper does it, he dunks on him from above to get the siphon.
But the same can't be said for Curly. He has no siphon to profit off of just yet. They're going to have to find another elimination. They're going to have to find it now. Adapter has fallen. Cooper and Curly just continuing to make something out of nothing here. But Balor, that surge tick is just destroying him. The shield crack goes up yet again. He's using every single bit of healing.
Alright guys, I'm gonna go out. It's been good so far, but I'm gonna go out and then I'm gonna keep an eye every now and then. So I'm gonna go out my mates and I'm gonna keep an eye on Tipple Gamer's stream every now and then, because it won't even be good until like the last game anyway. So I'll keep an eye on Tipple Gamer's stream when it's like the 9th game. I'll come back in because it won't be good till like when it gets like the 10th game anyway. It won't be good till like the last few games. So I'm gonna go out, but I'll be on later.